Germans, we've got them on the run. All right. We just discussed what the modifiers would be for this. So even with our hill bonus, we'd still be at, I think, a -1. So not so hot. Nobody's pinned. You know, it could be the time. We've got another hill. We've got a fire card. Ooh, these guys moved out of the way. It could be time to rush that 4 position and see what we can do. We don't have a conceal card. We don't have great terrain like woods or a building to move into when we get there. So, but all we got to do is get there and get to relative range 4, right? Not moving in terrain that provides us some cover. Let's look at it again. So this could have been a really big mistake on the Americans' part. 4 unpinned personality cards in 1 or more non-infiltrated groups at range chit 4, occupying any terrain which will reduce the fire strength of an attack against them is the winner. So I think the Americans made a mistake here. They were thinking maybe too far ahead. Maybe they were hoping that we couldn't move and we didn't have the terrain to move. But I think we're going to go for it. They've still got some pin guys. These guys are moving, so they can draw. They can put some firepower. They can shoot while moving, but they're in smoke and they're moving, and I don't know. I don't think they can do it. So that American strategy may not have been the best one. So let's move for the win. Before we move, let's shoot. All right, to fire 1, and let's shoot at group U.S. Group B. Just a low morale thing. Let's shoot first. Put a little more hurt on the Americans before we make this run for the win. All right, shooting with 1. -2 for woods is going to start at a -1. Americans have the chance to conceal. They're going to decline. Okay, so we're starting with -1. All right, and let's resolve. -1, 1. It's okay. -1, whoops. -2. -1, -2. And last but not least, oh, -6. So remember, that's a weapon malfunction. Let's see whose weapon malfunctioned. All right, we have 6 men in the group. So we look at the 6. Number 5. Ooh, that is our machine gun. No bueno. So weapon status malfunction. You can see for the machine gun, the numbers are a little different. You need to get a 1 through 6, not the zeros like the other one, and it's broken on a 4 through 6 red. Okay, so yeah, there you go. This could be a change that the Americans might benefit. We'll see. Okay, that was again the last one in the group here. So we're not resolving anymore. He was adding. We were at relative range 2. So he was adding 6. So remember, it's -1 fire strength for every 2 that they're adding. So if we were going to resolve some more, okay, it would be, wow, -3. That's significant, considering what we started at, right? So, yeah, And then we started at a 1, so it would have been a -2 from then on for everybody else. So, okay. Let's discard these. See, and that's why maybe you don't move first. Because, I mean, we may still decide to move the group off the hill and go for that terrain, but this malfunctioning weapon, I mean, this is our big weapon, right? So that really changes the dynamic between these groups. So at least we have that information now, and we can make a more informed decision than how do we move first and then have this malfunction happen. So, okay. I say we're still going to go for it. These guys are still pinned. We've been holding them off for a while. Let's move them. We don't have smoke for them too, huh? All right. Ooh, look at that. 4. So, spatially speaking here, this group A is really, really close to this US group B because they're at relative range 5. Okay? Relative range 5 allows you to infiltrate, which is basically coming into someone else's group, which has its bonuses and risks, and it allows close combat, so like hand-to-hand combat type deal, or shooting at people at very close range. So yeah, risky proposition, but that's where things are. Okay, let's see. Germans can now discard. A rally 5 might be great. We want to keep the hill, and the brush we could move into also. It provides us a benefit. So, but we really probably only need one of them. So let's go ahead and let's make sure that the hill would work, because it needs to be a terrain which reduces the fire strength of an attack against them. So hill does that. So we are good to go. Okay, let's discard the brush. We could use concealment. We could use rallies. We could use fire attacks. Any of those would be welcome for the Germans right now. Draw up. This could be it. It is going to be the Americans' turn.